22,000 people chanting your name and also MVP. How special is that for you?
I like it. I like it. And it's not about MVPs. It's about rings.
Born in Manhattan, raised in Paris, the son of a French tennis legend and Miss Sweden. And somehow he turned $142 million into a life where luxury looks less like Lamborghinis and more like community centers on Chicago's South Side. This is Joakim Noah, the NBA's most misunderstood genius. A man people remember for the bun, the screams, the defense, but almost never for the cultural empire he quietly built off the court. From back-to-back NCAA titles to Defensive Player of the Year, from a $5.8 million Chelsea penthouse to foundations reshaping Chicago. This is the untold story of basketball's most culturally rich rebel, and why his version of luxury has nothing to do with flexing and everything to do with roots. his life depended on it. The way he screamed after every big play, like it was Game 7 of the finals, even when it was a random Tuesday in November. Chicago loves fighters more than it loves flash. second chances. Something else was happening off the court. A luxury lifestyle built not on flash or ego, but on culture, purpose, and staying true to roots that stretched across 3 continents. Luxury for Joakim Noah has never been about showing off. It's never been about exotic car collections or yacht parties that end up on TMZ. It's been about location, culture, and connection to the places that shaped him into the man he became. In August 2016, when Joakim signed his 4-year, $72 million contract with the New York Knicks, he purchased a penthouse at 555 West 23rd Street in Chelsea for $5.8 million. Not just any penthouse. A 2,300 square foot sanctuary with an additional 2,000 square feet of private outdoor terrace space, overlooking the Hudson River and the Manhattan skyline. This wasn't about square footage for the sake of it. This was about creating a space that reflected who he was open, connected to nature, designed for both solitude and community. 3 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 12-foot ceilings that made the space feel endless, floor-to-ceiling glass windows and doors that opened directly onto the terrace, erasing the line between inside and outside, wide plank walnut floors that felt warm underfoot, a sleek entertainment center with a gas fireplace for New York winters, and a kitchen equipped with high-end Miele appliances, wine fridge, and countertops designed for someone who actually cooks, rather than just orders takeout. But the terrace? That's where Joakim's personality truly shines through every design choice. A built-in hot tub for recovery after games because even millionaires need ice baths and heat therapy. A gas grill for hosting teammates and friends for low-key dinners under the stars. A wet bar for entertaining without the pretension of a nightclub. Self-watering planters with herbs and vegetables because Joakim believes in knowing where your food comes from. Surround sound speakers for playing reggae during sunset. A pergola providing shade during summer afternoons. This isn't just luxury. This is a lifestyle designed for connection, recovery, and peace. Joakim told reporters during his Knicks tenure that he chose Chelsea specifically because of its proximity to the Knicks practice facility in Terrytown and Chelsea Piers, where he could get extra workouts, swims, and basketball training before and after official team practices. Even in luxury, even with $72 million guaranteed, Joakim prioritized performance over prestige, location over status, function over flex. But the Chelsea penthouse wasn't his first taste of luxury. During his 9 years in Chicago, Joakim cycled through properties that reflected where he was in life, not how rich he was on paper. Early on, he bought a quiet 5-bedroom place in Bannockburn, close to the Bulls' practice facility. Home gym in the basement, space for teammates, nothing flashy, just a base to work, rest, and stay out of trouble. He held it for over a decade and even sold it at a loss, because for him, real estate was never a flex, just a sanctuary. At his peak, fresh off All-Star and DPOY honors, he upgraded to a 7,500 square foot Lincoln Park mansion, elevator, rooftop deck, fireplaces, the works, Chicago luxury. And then, barely a year later, he sold it. Not because he was broke, but because he realized something most athletes never do. More square footage doesn't equal more peace. Big house, empty feeling. So he walked away. And here's what truly separates Joakim from most athletes with $142 million in career earnings. His luxury was never about ego or performance. There are no verified reports of exotic car collections. No TMZ photos of him stepping off yachts in Monaco. No social media posts flexing watches worth more than houses. No paparazzi shots of him at exclusive clubs popping bottles. His style, understated, authentic, comfortable. He wore what felt right, not what screamed wealth. Bob Marley t-shirts that cost $20. Simple jeans from brands nobody would recognize. Comfortable sneakers that were about function, not fashion statements. His college dorm room At Florida was famously covered wall to wall with Bob Marley posters, a reflection of his love for music with meaning, lyrics with substance, culture with soul, and messages that transcended entertainment to become philosophy. Because for Joakim, luxury was never material. Luxury was cultural. It was speaking 3 languages fluently: English, French, and Swedish. It was moving between Paris, New York, and Chicago with equal comfort and belonging. It was understanding that wealth is about experiences that shape you, not possessions that define you. It was having friends across continents who knew you before the money and stayed after the injuries. And as his career evolved and his body broke down, his understanding of what truly mattered evolved with it. Not the square footage of his homes, not the price tag of his furniture, but the foundations he was building for others, the future he was funding, the communities he was transforming. Because Joakim Noah understood something rare. The best luxury item you can own is purpose, and purpose can't be bought. It has to be built. Privacy. In an era of social media oversharing, Joakim Noah mastered something rare: living fully without performing constantly. On July 7th, 2022, Joakim married Brazilian supermodel Lais Ribeiro in Brazil. Lais is a former Victoria's Secret Angel, a woman who walks runways for the world's biggest designers. But their relationship, built on something deeper than fame. They got engaged at Burning Man in 2019, a festival celebrating radical self-expression, community, and art. Not at a fancy restaurant, not with paparazzi, at a place that embodied everything Joakim valued: authenticity, creativity, freedom. Lais brought 2 children into the relationship, Leia and Iman, and Joakim embraced fatherhood not as a role, but as a calling. In August 2024, they announced they were expecting their first child together, a growing family, a blended legacy. But despite the public profiles, Joakim and Lais keep their private life sacred. No reality shows, no constant social media updates, just moments shared when they choose on their terms. Family has always been Joakim's foundation. His sister Yelena, his brothers Janai and Joa Lucas, his parents Yannick and Cecilia, who despite divorcing, remained committed co-parents. Joakim grew up watching his father balance fame with fatherhood, and he learned from it. His father became a celebrated musician in Europe after retiring from tennis. His mother became a renowned sculptor. They taught Joakim that greatness has many forms, and that reinvention is part of legacy. Joakim himself is an artist. He paints, he draws, he creates in ways most people never see. Because for him, creativity isn't about public validation, it's about personal expression. His hobbies? Travel. Not luxury resorts, but cultural immersion. He visits Paris to reconnect with his French roots, Brazil to embrace Lais's heritage, Chicago to remember where he became a man. Each place teaching him something new about himself. His life hasn't been without mistakes or controversies. In May 2008, while still at Florida just months after winning his second national championship, Joakim was arrested in Gainesville for carrying an open container of alcohol and possessing less than 20 grams of marijuana. A misdemeanor, a youthful error. He owned it immediately, apologized publicly, accepted his punishment, learned from it, and moved forward without making excuses or blaming others. On the court, his passion sometimes crossed lines drawn by referees. Technical fouls accumulated. Ejections happened. In March 2014, he was fined $15,000 by the NBA for verbally abusing referees during a game, letting his emotions override his judgment in the heat of competition. Critics called him immature, undisciplined, a liability when his emotions peaked. But teammates called him a warrior, a leader who refused to accept anything less than excellence. someone who cared so deeply about winning that sometimes he cared too much. Through all the highs and lows, faith kept him grounded. Not a social media religion, a private, personal spirituality shaped by New York, Paris, Cameroon, Brazil, and everywhere in between. He's Christian, but his worldview is wider than any label. His tattoos tell the rest of the story: family, roots, and moments that changed his life, inked across his skin. Cameroon, France, Sweden, Chicago, all mapped onto a body that's been bruised by basketball and carried by purpose. Because Joakim Noah's private life isn't a secret kept from the world. It's just his. And in protecting it, in choosing what to share and what to hold sacred, he's shown that real power comes from selectivity. That mystery creates intrigue. That you can be famous without being exposed. That privacy is the ultimate luxury in an age of constant surveillance. Would you rather have fame or complete privacy? Comment on your choice and why. But the part Manhattan to Paris to Chicago and back again. From NCAA champion to NBA Defensive Player of the Year. From misunderstood rebel to beloved icon. This is the story of Joakim Noah, a man who proved that greatness has many languages, that passion is universal, that you can have 3 nationalities and 1 purpose, that luxury isn't about what you buy, it's about what you build. He didn't just defend the rim, he defended the community. He didn't just rebound basketballs, he rebuilt lives. He didn't just pass assists, he passed down legacy. And in a league obsessed with scoring, Joakim Noah reminded us that impact matters more than points. That culture matters more than clout. That purpose matters more than profit. His penthouse in Chelsea told a story. His foundation in Chicago changed stories. And his life lived between continents, cultures, and callings wrote a story that will inspire generations. So we ask you, is Joakim Noah the most culturally rich athlete of his generation? Or is he proof that true luxury comes from roots, rebellion, and relentless purpose? If this story moved you, if Joakim Noah's journey reminded you that greatness comes in many forms, hit that like button, subscribe to Black Empire Files, and tell us in the comments, what's your favorite Joakim Noah moment? The defensive intensity? The triple doubles? The community work? Let us know. And stay tuned, because next, we're uncovering another icon who built an empire not on flash, but on authenticity, culture, and a refusal to be anything but themselves. You won't want to miss it. This is more than basketball. This is a cultural legacy in motion.